So as a Drupal developers, I mean, it's crucial to understand two fundamental concepts like events and the hooks, which is a little bit very confusing and very similar as well. So hey guys, good evening and welcome to the TECHX section. My name is Manish Saran and today we will be going to learn the two fundamental concepts, that is events and the hooks. We will go a little bit overview and the events in Drupal and what are the hooks in Drupal and what would be the like pros and consequences and the other things. So what are the events? Basically, events are just like hooks, which tells Drupal to call your function if something happen. I mean, sometimes events are also called listeners. And so, or we can say events are the object-oriented hook system. So Drupal events allows various system components to interact and communicate with one another independently or in a decoupled manner. So like, let's say we are using some React or any another front end. So which helps like events helps to integrate and communicate properly with that things as well. What are the main characteristics? So events are a part of Drupal broader adoption of Symfony framework, which is more secure. I mean, using the Symfony framework, making it more secure. So events are dispatched by certain action or triggers within the system. You can dispatch event while writing your custom code in order to notify other components in the system about action taken by your code. Let's say uh, you want to write some code and allow to the other users to dispatch the event or to get some actions taken on your code. So developers can subscribe to these events and define custom actions to be executed when event occurs. So here is a small example for the Drupal core event, like the kernel event, which will be called on the every request of the every page, either it's admin or front end or whatever the page is. So let's taking an example. I mean, I'm implementing a custom model that listen to the request even to perform specific actions before the request is processed. Here I had added a small example, like due to like I mean it would be very lengthy, like events. So the basic motive of this example is that the event subscriber, which implements the event subscriber interface and the dispatcher mainly. So here it used the kernel request, and we can define the request like what would be happening when the request of the page will be getting. I mean, when the page refresh or anything that would be happening. So these are the, I mean, these were the events which we discussed. Now, let's say we want to discover some of the existing events. So there are different methods for finding the existing events, like using the web profiler module. And I mean, web profiler is dependent on the devel as well. So taking an example of the web profiler. So let's say I had already enabled the web profiler here. Just to get installed, we can install the web profiler. So this is the contrib module web profiler. We can install using the composer commands and the other like we can download and unzip as well, and using the git as well we can install it. So once you install and enable the web profiler module, just navigate to the development and devel settings. Yeah, again, already told that web profiler is dependent on the devel as well. So once you go to the web profiler section, there would be lots of toolbar items which we can debug using the web profiler. But taking the scenario here for the events, let's select the events and save the configuration. So once this will be saved and you visit on any of the page, so we can configure the pages list as well here, like what paths we can exclude. Just like, for example, I had excluded the admin path here. So it's the toolbar at the bottom is not visible. So we can this is the front end. I mean, let's say there are we need to see the events called here. So you can see this section called and not called. Click on this section and you will be able to see the different called listeners. See, event subscriber on statement execution, and there are lots of events called here. Another thing interested is that we can check the priority of the event call listeners or any of the service. I mean the contrib or core, whatever they used. We can check the priority which is getting loaded first, which will be, and based on that we can make a decision on that uh, event. So this is the one way of to get discover existing events. Another sorry, another we can use the dress command as well. For example, let's taking a dress command. So dress and devil int. So it will be give you options like of which events you want to explore. Let's say we want to explore some request, enter it, and any, let's say we want to explore some AJAX response subscriber on request, enter the number, and yeah, you will see the example here, uh, and the event subscribers and the different events. So this is the third, second way to discover the existing events. And third and the last, like we can search in our code base as well. Well, like if you are using Visual Studio or PHP Storm or anything, just search for the event keyword. Let's say uh, we will search an event and in the PHP extensions. So you can see there are different events listed here. I mean, rendered events, routing events, account events, migrate events, and the user events. You can just go and check the documentation and the executions of these events as well. So these are the ways where we can discover some of the existing events. Now, how if we want to subscribe to an event? So again, taking a small example here, subscribing to an event in Drupal 8, 9, or 10. So we need to define an event subscriber service first. Just shown in the example here, let's say we have one module and custom my module, and we need to create a inside the services.yml file. We need to, under the services, we need to create a event subscriber, and the class where it will be tagged, I mean point, and the most important, the tag will be event subscriber. So once we will be done with this, we need to define the event subscriber class as well, which we have used in the previous here service. So taking an example here to define an class, again, like we can add some of the different methods here. For example, get subscription events or get no data, something like that. So these are the some of the events, like how we can discover, how we can dispatch event, and uh, what are the basically events. Now coming to the hooks, I mean similar as hook events, hooks allow modules to alter and extend the existing behavior of Drupal core or any other module without modify the existing code. So what are the main characteristics here? So Drupal's traditional way of allowing modules to interact with the system. Okay. Code can be improved or modified independently and incrementally. So hooks are the predefined function with the specific names that Drupal core or modules calls at various point during execution. So developers implement these function in their modules to extend or alter default behavior. So very efficient and easy to implement. So here I would like to add one more point in terms of the hooks. Like hooks are hooks does not support mainly the ops concepts. So as mentioned here, we can write the hooks in the module files where we can we need to, like most of the time we are adding the static call service, we are calling the static services and other methods. There are different types of hooks as well. So mainly there are the three different types of hooks. First one is hook that react to an event, like when the user gets logged in and some action needs to be performed. This is very similar to events, right? So this is invoked when specific actions are performed. For example, hook user cancel, or hook user logged in, or hook comment, added, or some, not added, sorry. Hook user, uh, insert or something like that. So second is that hook that answer the questions, like the info hooks. These are invoked when some component is gathering information about a particular topic. These hooks return arrays whose structure and values determined in the hook definition. For example, see user module hook, user toolbar, that adds the links to common user account page to the toolbar. So taking a look to the user toolbar, so here you will see the return array would be something like items, and the items would be like user. These are the basically the info hooks. So it will not perform any action here. So, but there is a note in for the Drupal 8 and the further version. This thing is generally handled by the plugin system. So there are very few hooks present now as comparison to the Drupal 7. So third one is the hooks that alter the existing data. So alter hooks are generally suffixed with alter, like form hook form alter or something like that. These are invoked to allow modules to alter the existing code. So taking a small and the very famous example, the hook form alter. So hook can be your module or the theme name, like we're considering here the my module form alter. So whatever the logics you want to alter here, you want to add the submit handler, you want to validate, or whatever the things you need to do, you can just go and add here. Now coming to the how we can discover the existing hooks. So hooks can be defined by any contributor the custom modules. So even though there are some hooks invoked by Drupal core subsystem like form API that are always present, this can be a little tricky sometimes to find out what hooks are available and which one to implement. So there are different ways to discover the existing hooks. So look for the hook definitions in .api.php files extensions contained either in Drupal core or any another contrib modules. So we can use our IDE for to search or function whose name start with the hook. So, or we can get a complete list of hooks on the Drupal.org. So here we can see the complete list of the hooks: block access, block alter, hook block build, hook block view alter, and the different types of hooks. And another way is to use the dress command that will find you a list of all implementation of a specific hooks. And for example, dress fn hook help. Okay, let's try these commands to execute. Or it will ask you for a number of the hook implementation we wish to see. For example, we wish to see the views, and we are entering the 42. So here you can see the hook form alter and hook query alter and hook views. No, this is something different. So like this, we can discover some of the existing hooks using the dress commands as well. Okay. So again, now if let's say we want to invoke a new hook. So invoking a new hook means to allow the other developers to modify or extends our feature. So, or alternately dispatch and events. I mean, we can do this using the events as well. So this can be done by on any action like creating, deleting, updating, or event when we receive or push some data through API or something like that. So hooks are invoked using the module handler, that is the Drupal module handler services. So hooks can be invoked in three different ways. So execute the hook in every module that implements module handle invoke all. Execute the hook per module, usually by looping over a list of enabled modules. And the third one is call and alter, allowing for alteration of existing data structure using the module handler alter. So taking an example, a small example here, like first we need to define a new hook, uh, like choose a unique name for your hook and document your hook inside your module name .api.php so that everyone can access can check out the like hook which we are invoking. So this is the example with which we can document our hook. So after documenting, we need to invoke our hook in our modules code. Let's say we want to invoke on a node on an entity view or a node view. Let's say if any user is visiting on a particular type of node or any node, then we want some we want an hook to be to get triggered, which other developers can use to write their custom conditions or any other things. So like this is an example. We can use then hook entity view, hook entity type view, and we can once it is used, we can pass the entity object inside the module handler invoke all, and this is the custom event. I mean, this event would be this would be the hook name, like other developers can use with this hook name, and they can alter the data on the node view or any other entity type view. So now the next thing is like when to use events or hooks. So events prefer when action needs to be decoupled or when integrating with the Symfony components. Or if we can say we want something like based on the dependency injections, or let's say we want a case where I mean our event should trigger like before anything gets load or anything gets I mean executed at the Drupal side. So because events have the high priority as comparison to the hooks. So hooks use hooks for more straightforward modification or when interacting with the Drupal core or the contributed modules. So here are some of the pros and consequences for using the events and the hooks. Like for the events, decoupling, events are better in decoupling, better organization, and the Symfony integrations. And what are the consequences? Like slightly steeper learning curve for those unfamiliar with the Symfony. And using the hooks, like it's simplicity well established in Drupal, easier for Drupals and for the specific task. And its conjugate is like tighter coupling, less organization in larger projects. Yeah, so this is all about the events and the hooks which we used on our daily basis in our Drupal projects. So thank you. Any question?
Hi guys, thank you for watching. I had an amazing time learning all the new things here at Specbee's TECHX. And if you did too, do let us know in the comments below. Keep following Specbee for the latest trends in technology. See you in the next one.